Dando seguimento ao nosso seminário, teremos nossa segunda sessão para falar sobre inovação na formação de professores, agora com foco em matemática, apresentar as dinâmicas da tarde e as instituições parceiras do PED Brasil. Convido a professora Rachel Lotan ao palco e ela fará a apresentação em inglês. Então, solicito que liguem seus aparelhos de tradução, se quiserem. Rachel Lotan, mudando o canal. Rachel Lotan é professora emérita na Escola de Educação da Universidade de Stanford, onde também obteve seu mestrado e doutorado. Ela foi diretora do Stanford Teacher Education Program, o STEP, sobre o qual a professora Paula falou um pouco pela manhã, de 1999 a 2014. E é a diretora em Stanford do Complex Instruction Program, que para o português foi adaptado para Ensino para a Equidade. Além de seu foco na formação de professores, Lotan pesquisa a aprendizagem em salas de aula diversas do ponto de vista acadêmico e linguístico. Como diretora deste programa em Stanford, trabalha no desenvolvimento, pesquisa e disseminação mundial do ensino para a equidade, uma abordagem pedagógica para a criação de salas de aula com foco em equidade. Passo a palavra à professora Rachel. Obrigado.
Thank you, Felipe. I'm not going to stand behind the podium because the podium is taller than I am. And also because, the lights are hard. And also because those of you who know me know that I have to move and I can't just stand and read. So, first of all, I was here at the Lemann seminar in 2015. I gave a talk. And I could not imagine what happened in the 2 years since 2015. So what happened with the incredible educators that I've had the pleasure to work with since October 2016 has been really one of the highlights of my professional life. So before I thank the Lemann Foundation and the Lemann Center, which I will, I promise, I wanted to thank the PED Brasil participants. Please give them a hand. And then I want to thank the absolutely marvelous team that we have. And Paula mentioned them already by name. I want to thank particularly also all the people who helped put this together, because my idea was, Jorge Paulo is gone, right? Okay. My idea was that we're going to change the format of the Lemann seminar. So this afternoon is going to be different. You're going to hear a lot and learn a lot, but not sit a lot. Okay? So, all right. Now, to the formal thank yous, I want to thank, really, the Lemann Center, my colleagues at Stanford, who are still eating their lunch. And I do want to thank the Lemann Foundation, who in 2011 started to support educators from Brazil to come and investigate the Stanford Teacher Education Program. And so I had the opportunity to get to know a lot of very important people in Brazil. And so it's my pleasure, really, to be here again and thank them again and see the amazing things that are happening. So, the activity that we did at Stanford, when people would tell me, tell us about the Stanford Teacher Education Program, it's such a good program, tell us about the program. And I said, what can I tell you in half an hour? Nothing. Even if you look at the video, nothing. If you really want to know what the program is about, you have to come and investigate yourself. Investigate, inquire into the Stanford Teacher Education Program. And I called it I-STEP because in Silicon Valley, everything has to have an I in front of it. And so the activity that we have today is called iPed. Cute, huh? Right, okay, all right. So you are going to investigasos, what you said. We're going to investigate. I'm not going to tell you a story. You heard many very nice stories today. So I was director of STEP for 15 years, and I learned that programs cannot be scaled up. I know that economists among you do not like that. Programs could not be copied. Programs that really are about changing the most difficult thing in education to change, which is the learning and teaching in the classroom, cannot happen overnight. And by the way, keep it a secret, they cannot happen online either. Okay, so what I learned was that I could identify the principles. I could identify the principles that made the Stanford Teacher Education Program a powerful program, and that those principles matter. And when people want to learn about it and bring it to their particular location, the context matters. So the first part of this is going to be me talking a little bit about the principles, and then you're going to investigate. You're going to have an experience in mathematics led by our wonderful colleagues, and then a gallery walk, and I will give you more information in a minute about that. So, not yet. Actually, it's okay. Fernando reads my mind. Yes, Fernando reads my mind by now. Okay, so the first principle is that the outcome of a teacher education program is related to the strength of the connection between the theory and the practice in that program. So, you know, in addition to being a teacher, which I am at my core, I was also a Stanford professor, so I had to have testable propositions. So this is actually, I formulate the principles in the form of testable propositions. And the first proposition is that the DNA of a teacher education program is the theory and the practice, and that they have to be connected. So those of you who know some science also know that these kinds of things that connect the double helix have a name. Brian Brown probably knows the name, I don't. I always forget. And those are the kinds of assignments that the students who participate in the program do. So at Stanford, and I think also in PED Brasil, what we are trying to accomplish now was that any theory, any kind of background that you read about in a book, you experience at the same time in the classroom, and it serves for you as evidence or counter-evidence for the theories that you learn in at the university or whatever professional development program that you're in. That's the first principle. The second principle has to do with the strength of the connection. I'll repeat again in form of a testable proposition. The outcome of a teacher education program is related to the strength of the connection between the university, and that's the classic photo of Stanford. I'm sorry I didn't pick another university from Brazil, but we have 7 of them, and I didn't want to favor any of them. So this is Stanford, and around Stanford is a network of schools that we call partner schools, who work very closely with our staff at the university. I visited all these schools by myself. I did professional development there. Our people went there, and their teachers came to the university. So the connection between the place where the students or the teachers learn needs to be connected to where the teachers practice. Okay? The third, and maybe the most important principle for me, is making sure that teachers work for equity and excellence. And the key word here, of course, is and, because the wrong idea is that if we work for equity, we give up excellence. That in order to be equitable, we're going to be mediocre. So I want that to sink in for a moment, because that is not the case, and there is evidence for that we actually can build equitable classrooms, and we can prepare teachers to build equitable classrooms. Okay? So the way that we've done that is not only through reading, or not only by talking about it for hours over a cup of coffee in a great cafe, but by actually modeling what we are asking the teachers in training or the teachers that we worked with to do. We ourselves, the professors, and you heard Brian Brown, by the way, who taught in the program, is teaching in the program still. We modeled this idea of equity and excellence. We modeled, we talked about it, and we assessed it. It was part of the assessment of the teachers, of how well were they able to implement a pedagogy that is equitable and provides access to all students and gives them opportunities to demonstrate what they know. And I just want to say that when I became director, and I mentioned Paulo Freire, and one student said, "Who's Paulo Freire?" And I said, "You want to stay in the program?" But I vowed that after that, there will not be a student in the Stanford Teacher Education Program who doesn't know who Paulo Freire is. Okay. So, what you will be doing is actually investigating these principles. Okay? You will have the opportunity to experience what a classroom feels like that has these kinds of principles embodied, and you will have the opportunity, I just prepared that for nothing. Huh? And you will have the opportunity to then investigate from the 8 sites that we work with how they have responded and how they have made the tremendous effort to embody these principles. So, all of the principles that I talked about, what they do, they bring coherence to the program. One of the most frequent complaints about teacher education programs is the fact that the people who experience it have no sense of coherence. They hear one thing at the university, and they experience something completely different where they work. I see a lot of nods. So there is a lot of coherence when these three principles work together. So let me tell you a little bit about the logistics. We will have we're almost on time. We will have the opportunity to go and experience, and you will know how to do that, and then do what we call a gallery walk. Okay, so there will be a gallery where there are posters, and you will have the opportunity to do that. Now, while you're in the classroom, you have this blue sheet of paper in your folder. And that's for you to take notes on. As you participate, you go meta, okay? So you're there, you're a participant in the math, but at the same time, you think about what you're doing. And from time to time, you think about how this is constructed. So first you look at, what does the classroom look like? What do I see? What do the walls tell me? What does the furniture tell me when I walk in? The second, you will experience the task, and you will see that the task is somewhat different from what you are used to doing in mathematics. Then, think about what you as a participant are doing. First and foremost, the most important thing is, what are the students doing? They are more important to see than what the teacher is doing. Usually when we go in the classroom, we just, think about, I write down what the teacher's doing, between, 2 and 2:10, and when 2:15 she reads, and that's not the interesting part. The interesting part is what the students are doing. And then you write down what it is that the teacher does to support what he or she wants the students to do. During the gallery walk, you're going to be investigating and collecting data. You're going to look for evidence on the posters and in conversations with the educators from the different sites. What is their evidence that their program addresses the principles that we talked about? So you have 2 of these yellow things to have you write your notes, because you will go to at least 2 posters, okay? And you write your notes. When we come here and debrief, it's going to be an active debrief, and believe me, I can do that with 250 people. Trust me. All right? So, did I forget anything, Fernando? No? Okay. All right. So, you look at your name tag, and on your name tag, there should be a color. Good. And the color of the dot on your name tag tells you which classroom you're going to be in. I want to assure you, it's an equity issue, by the way. I want to assure you that this has been done totally randomly. Okay? They just put the numbers totally randomly on the name tags. And so those different colors are going to be across. You guys are going to know where it is. After we are done that, they will tell you at the end of the experience, they will tell you which 2 posters to visit you have been assigned to. Okay? So there are 2 posters that you will visit, and they have been deliberately selected to match them up so that you see 2 different things. And then if you have time, there's going to be one that you can choose to go to. Am I on time? Time? Okay. All right. I'll see you later then. Enjoy your experience. Welcome back. Did you all have fun? Yeah? Did you learn math? What do you know about equations? What do you know about ninjas? Frogs and kangaroos? Okay. All right. Okay. So we have 30 minutes to debrief. And the first thing I would like for you to do is turn around. Don't talk to the person next to you, because the person next to you is probably your friend. And I don't want you to talk to a friend. I want you to talk to somebody else that you haven't met before. And say very quickly, what surprised you about the environment when you came into the room, in the classroom? What surprised you about the environment? Talk to your friend. Talk to your friend for 45 seconds. Okay. Very quickly. Very quickly.
O que me surpreendeu ao entrar na sala foi primeiro as normas que estavam na parede. As normas e também o formato e a disposição das mesas e cadeiras para trabalhar em grupo.
Okay. All right. How did you feel when you came in and you saw the furniture? What was the message and how did it make you feel? Talk to your friend, to your now friend. Obrigada. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's hear.
Bom, eu falo como um professor, né? O fato de você ter aquela exposição de cadeiras deixa muito um professor tradicional desarmado, porque você está acostumado a fileiras, né? E daquela maneira você já prevê que vai ter a discussão, e isso para o professor causa um pouco de impacto e deixa ele um pouco com medo do que pode acontecer.
Thank you for that opening. I did not pay him to say this. It makes you feel uncomfortable. You can't control everybody. You don't know what they're going to do. They're going to talk to one another. Oh my God. That is not what they taught me in teacher education. They taught me that everybody has to be quiet, look at me, and listen. And now they're sitting like that. How are they going to listen to me? Right? So, yes. But it also said that when the furniture is set up in a different way, my expectations for the interaction is going to be different. Right? It's not only me with 30 individuals. It's not only this way interaction. There's going to be interaction amongst them. And that's one of, if you take anything away from what I say, here is the phrase, and I'm going to have you repeat it after me. Learning is a social activity. Learning is a social activity. And we have to know how to interact, and we have to interact in a way that is both social and intellectual and academic. Great. Okay. Somebody likes that. What about the task? Who was worried about a math task? Thank you for admitting. Thank you. Thank you. I think all these people who left heard that we're going to do math, and they just left. I should have put people at, okay. How about the task? Talk about the task.
O que eu acho que ficou evidente na atividade foi uma oportunidade muito rica de vivenciar uma situação onde não só o certo tem a sua importância, mas ali o que estava em primeiro lugar não é o que é o certo ou o errado, e sim as interações e os avanços que essas interações puderam trazer para o indivíduo e para o grupo.
Alô? Opa. Eu comentei aqui que eu gosto bastante de matemática, então minha dificuldade foi um pouco não usar muito linguagem de matemática ou não ir muito rápido, porque eu senti que eu estava deixando o resto do pessoal um pouco para trás e não era esse o objetivo, era fazer em conjunto.
Good. Anybody else? Alguém mais quer falar? Aqui?
Então, eu achei que a atividade ela foi planejada para manter o esforço do grupo tentar. Então, ela não era ela tinha um grau de complexidade, então ela não era óbvia. Tinha bastante foco na resolução de problemas. Ela acabava trazendo muita necessidade de você pensar representações. Eu estava até contando aqui para o grupo que nós chegamos a fazer uma dramatização, porque algumas pessoas não estavam entendendo exatamente as forças lá dos sapos e dos cangurus e das avós. Então, ela mantém um esforço produtivo, né? E quando vai mais rápido, o grupo tem que estar junto. Então, acho que a combinação da forma com a escolha da atividade trouxe uma tarefa rica, né?
Okay, thank you. So, Martin, I'm going to put you on the spot for a moment. And I want you to tell the group what you said to me when we were standing outside about the results. What surprised you when you were done with the activity?
A coisa que me surpreendeu foi que eu pensava que imediatamente, quando vi o problema, eu sabia, ok, é a forma de fazer a solução, encontrar a solução, mas a coisa que me surpreendeu é que cada grupo, fomos 3, cada grupo encontrou uma forma diferente de apresentar o problema. Isso foi para mim muito uma surpresa grande.
Okay, so, and then I said that there were 3 or 4 and sometimes 5 groups in 8 rooms, in 8 different rooms, and each group had a different solution. Wow. So, that might be a problem for a math teacher, because you can't go to the end of the book and look up the right answer. That's a problem sometimes, right? So what do? You actually have to watch the kids, and you actually have to listen to their explanations, to what they did and how they got to the solution in order to understand what is right. Now, you had the right solution. You had to find the right solution for 1 and 2. It was the number 3 activity that was open-ended and complex. Okay, that is interesting. So very often, you can have a math problem that does have a right solution, and everybody has to get it, but there are different ways to get to that solution. And that's totally disconcerting for a traditional math teacher. The other important thing that you said was that you had to visualize. You had to, and then you also made a skit because you needed some other way to get the message across. But you had to visualize. And there is a lot of recent research that our PED friends that just dealt with yesterday that says that visualization in mathematics and touching those little things that you put in order to represent the grandma and the frogs and the ninjas and the kangaroo, that helps you remember. That helps you also to correct when you have mistakes. Okay. So those of you who were students, what did you do and how did you feel about it?
Oi.
I want to hear from you. Yeah? Did you have your hand up? Mila, right there. Oh, okay, and then here. Okay.
A forma como foi estruturado os grupos, definindo papéis para cada um dos atores. Então, eu estou ali como aprendiz, mas eu tenho funções colaborativas dentro daquele grupo. E existe o aprendizado do que está sendo trabalhado, do objeto que está sendo trabalhado, mas aí tem também o desenvolvimento de habilidades pessoais, da espera do outro, do controle do tempo, de ficar atento se todos estão envolvidos e realmente inteirados e participantes. O papel do harmonizador, ali perguntando se todos estão confortáveis, estão entendendo o processo e se conseguem explicar como que chegamos naquela solução. E a colega trouxe aqui o relato que também no grupo, às vezes, um colega acabou, pelo perfil de mais falante, mais proativo, assumindo o papel do repórter, e que nem era o papel. Então, isso são aprendizados. A forma como a estruturação do grupo, ela promove não só o desenvolvimento do conceito, mas o desenvolvimento também de outras habilidades essenciais para o desenvolvimento.
Eu era o harmonizador também, e eu achei muito difícil ajudar o grupo a seguir as normas. Né? Então, assim, deu para perceber que os alunos do grupo tinham ritmos diferentes e formas diferentes de aprender. E aí eu ficava, nossa, mas como eu vou fazer para deixar todo mundo aprender, né? Porque uma das normas era essa. E eu acho que deve ser muito difícil para o professor que está rodando nos grupos conseguir perceber isso nos grupos e conseguir intervir para falar, olha, alunos, façam desse jeito porque eu estou vendo que tal pessoa não está conseguindo acompanhar.
Thank you. You know, when you've done this for as long as I have, for many years, and I started when I was 12, it's very comforting to kind of know what questions to expect. And so that I have a ready answer. So one of the things that you're raising is how important it is, both of you basically. Both of you are raising the question of the issue of how important it is to pay attention to the kinds of interactions, the quality of the interactions in the groups. And so, you know, here we are all adults and well socialized, and we're behaving nicely because we're dressed professionally today. But that does not come to us naturally. And it certainly doesn't come to the kids naturally. We spend a lot of time building these skills of how do you interact in a group? How do you ask other people to a question? The roles that are there help the teacher manage. Some teachers have big classrooms, 8 groups sometimes. And the teacher cannot be in one place at the same time. So she has to trust that the kids can manage themselves. A lot of time and effort goes into that, preparing the kids and building these skills. The other issue that you raised, the lady in the back, was that sometimes roles get usurped. They get taken away, particularly the roles that are the high status roles, the facilitator. I'm the leader, and I'm a born leader, and I'm going to dominate this group, and I'm going to be the one who talks. And then what happens? The more you talk, the more you learn. And so if you don't pay attention to that as a teacher, the gap actually widens. And that's not equitable. Remember, equity is what it's all about. So we have to pay attention to what it is and how we're going to make sure when to intervene. You raised that question. When do I intervene to make sure that the group is going well? And my most important intervention to avoid the domination of someone in the group who could easily go to the formula in mathematics and solve the problem in 30 seconds is that I have to make sure that the problem requires many different ways of thinking, many different ways of solving problems. And that is recognized by everybody in the class, okay? So it's one of the most important things. And the research, that's what I've been doing with my mentor, Elizabeth Cohen. What we've been doing in classrooms is do the research around how do we make sure that the interaction is equitable so that then the achievement is equitable, okay? Finally, what does the teacher do? What did the teacher do?
No nosso grupo, o professor apresentou a proposta, o que era esperado daquela atividade, né? Exemplificou qual que era o cenário onde a gente ia trabalhar, quais eram as regras, e, a partir dali, acompanhou aquilo que era feito pelos grupos. Não teve nenhuma intervenção direta naquilo que os alunos, né, estavam fazendo, mas sim acompanhando se eles estavam se comportando, se a conduta deles era alinhada com aquela que tinha sido proposta para a atividade.
Nós observamos que o professor é um grande observador da sala, né? Ele acompanha a execução de cada grupo, bem de perto, observando como é que os papéis estão ocorrendo no grupo, as representações. Então, ele é um grande facilitador do processo no sentido de acompanhar muito de perto.
Okay. So the teacher really, oops, there's one more. Sorry.
Na verdade, lá no momento, realmente, ele tem esse papel de observador, de tirar dúvidas e de dar as orientações iniciais. Mas o papel dele anterior à atividade é um papel assim extremamente cheio de trabalho, né? Porque tem que ter um super planejamento para que a gente chegue, pense se a atividade está bem feita, qual o objetivo que se pretende atingir. Então, esse antes da atividade é que realmente exige um super trabalho aí do professor.
Thank you for that. I'll come back to you.
Por favor, posso? Ok. Hi. Eu queria dar continuidade a essa última fala, porque eu acho que essa atividade... Eu tenho muitos filhos e acompanhei um pouco a educação deles todos. A coisa que mais me incomodava, uma das coisas que mais me incomodava durante o tempo deles na escola, era a dificuldade dos professores de formularem tarefas, questões, problemas com clareza, sem dubiedade, com nitidez, né? E me parece que um tipo de trabalho como esse exige, especialmente, conforme ela falou, um bom trabalho de preparação anterior para que fique muito claro. Os comandos têm que ser muito claros, né?
Okay, so I said that I'm sorry that I hold my hands like that. It's because of the lights. You said some very important things. The teacher walks around, observes, intervenes when necessary, gives feedback. But what you said, both of you at the end, was incredibly important, because think about it. What the teacher does here, the teacher is not trying to fix the student. The teacher is not trying to have the students do something that they might not want to do. Okay? It's not about controlling the student, fixing the student. I can't do that. I can't, and I don't want to. I don't want to fix the children. The children are just fine. And plus, I can't fix them anyway. But as a teacher, I have incredible power over the environment and the task. And when I understand that the features of the environment and the features of the task determine the interaction, make the kids, make the students do certain things that I would like them to do without me having to fix them, I think that that's one of the most empowering ideas that I used to share with my teacher candidates that I worked with over many, many years. So thank you for that. It was going to be my punchline for this, but you took it. This is also, by the way, for me, these conversations, an assessment that what we did this afternoon was actually pretty successful. You got the main messages that we wanted you to get. And I did not have to give them to you. You gave them back to us. So thank you for that. Now, it was really interesting to see. I know I have only 3 more minutes. I know. I hope you had an opportunity to talk to the sites and to use your graphic organizer and take notes. I just want you to know that people, the PED Brasil participants are amazing people. They have put so much work into this. They were so excited to show off what they have learned, and they are very proud of it. And I hope you realize that, because I am incredibly proud of them. And I think they did an absolutely amazing job. I went to all the rooms. I did my exercise today, walking up and down the stairs. And I was incredibly proud of them. So let's give them a hand, one more hand. Okay, so I have 10 more minutes. Oh, wonderful. Okay, then the next slide, Fernando. Okay, in that case, I thought we were done. Oh, in that case, even better. All right. So now, go to your graphic organizers, to the yellow pages that you had, if you were able to take some notes on it. If not, it's in your mind. And let's see, what is your evidence for principle number 1? What did you get from the participants about the principle number 1 from the posters? You probably were not in the same posters, so share what you had in your poster on principle number 1. Successes and challenges. Go on to principle number 2 and 3. Fernando, put up 2 and 3. Talk about the other principles as well. Share what you found in the posters. Okay. I would like one thing that you took away from the posters that you didn't think about before. One thing that you learned from the posters. And one thing that was a total surprise. One thing you took away, one thing that was a total surprise. One, yes, one, just one. Just one. We'll take one comment.
Então, o que eu verifiquei foi que o que eu aprendi porque ali o professor ele fez o seu papel de mediador. Ele não ficou em cima do aluno, sob pressão. Ele só observou o que é o papel mesmo do professor. Assim. Eu pude observar com essa atividade, com o que a gente expôs aqui, o papel realmente do professor, que não é só aquela pessoa que expõe o conteúdo, mas aquela pessoa que observa e dá atenção para o aluno que precisa aprender e que possa verificar. Não aquele professor carrasco que fica só avaliando para reprovar o aluno no final do ano, mas que possa verificar e fazer com que o aluno realmente aprenda.
Great, thank you. I also would like to hear about the posters from the sites, about what they learned. Yes, on the yellow. Thank you.
Bem, o que me surpreendeu positivamente é saber que aquilo que está acontecendo lá não está acontecendo só com aquele professor que está fazendo o acompanhamento aqui do PED, que vai dar aula, e nem só com aquele professor da escola que está recebendo, que já está impactando os outros professores da universidade, que já está impactando outros professores, a direção da escola, já está mexendo com a escola. Então, eu acho que está indo para além das aulas do PED Brasil, tanto na universidade quanto nas escolas que estão recebendo. Achei isso fantástico.
Thank you. That was, as I told you, my biggest surprise as well when I saw all the posters. So, oops, there's somebody there? Wants to say something? Yeah.
2 people.
Yeah, go.
Então, acho que o que eu achei que foi muito bom ver a experiência. Eu vi Pernambuco, vi o SESI, eu vi movimentos diferentes, foram 3 painéis que eu vi, mas com muita unidade de princípios. Então, achei que esta ideia da escala, e uma escala que mantém unidade de princípios, né? Você via estágios diferentes. Então, já estava com Recife, já tem Pernambuco sala de aula, outros não, mas a unidade de princípio estava lá. E depois, observar as fotos. As fotos foram muito reveladoras de algumas coisas que nós tínhamos ouvido na sala em relação ao tipo de mesa, o ambiente, e aí você vê isso numa escala maior. Foi muito interessante ver a prática, e aí, nesse sentido, é que eu relacionei teoria e prática e também a ideia da unidade. Não uniformidade, mas uma unidade de princípios. Né?
A lot of coherence. Thank you. I think... Okay.
Tá bom. Só 2 observações me chamaram a atenção olhando os posters, falando sobre os posters. Primeiro, o fato que, em todos eles, eu também observei 3 deles, né, e realmente a intensidade, como todos perceberam, o foco é na colaboração. Então, a colaboração, o trabalho em conjunto, dito de formas diferentes, mas a colaboração parece o grande centro que mais chama a atenção de todos os grandes benefícios do projeto. E outra coisa, com relação ao que também foi uma surpresa para mim, e uma surpresa positiva, é que, apesar do projeto estar avançando, eu observei apenas posters. Eu sou da Secretaria de Educação de Pernambuco, observei posters de universidades, de faculdades. Apesar do projeto estar iniciando, todos muito empolgados e querendo expandir para outras áreas muito rápido, apesar do projeto estar iniciando. Muitos podiam dizer, não, está começando, deixa a gente aprender, mas muito rápido todos querem expandir. Então, estão todos muito empolgados.
Thank you very much. I'm very excited, too. So, now can I finish? Okay, because I know that we have interesting things from the panel. This idea of collaboration, the idea of other people wanting to join the faculty in these places was really a surprise for me. I also think that our group, and I call it our group, of the institutions who have now met for 4 weeks, intensive weeks, they work very hard, have formed a very strong community. And as Andrea pointed out, when people walked out, they looked at each other and they said, "Did it go well? Was it great?" And they went, "Yes, yes." And the feeling was that we're all in this together. And we are. So if we want to make it happen, we just have to work harder. We have to put in time. We have to put in effort, a lot of work, money, and it's not going to happen online. So thank you very much. Okay, and I have the pleasure to introduce Paula Luzano.
Don't cry. It was beautiful. Thank you so much for doing this crazy thing. I thought it was totally crazy.
Thank you. We got together, I mean, we've known each other for a long time, but we got together and here it is.
Here it is. We made it. Ok. Obrigada, Rachel. Eu falei que quando ela teve essa ideia, eu achei uma loucura, fiquei meio nervosa que não ia dar certo, mas deu, né? Foi maravilhoso. Então, eu agradeci a Rachel por essa experiência. A gente vai encerrar agora aqui com um painel que a gente chamou de implicações do PED Brasil para a formação de professores. E eu queria retomar o começo da minha fala da manhã, né? Para quem ainda tinha dúvida de que ser professor é uma das profissões mais complexas do mundo, né? Acho que ficou claro depois dessa atividade e tudo que demanda, né, para que ela se realize. Então, mais uma vez, eu queria reafirmar aqui um princípio do PED Brasil, que é o princípio da profissionalização da docência como profissão, né? Existe um saber específico, existe uma formação específica que é necessária para ser um bom professor.